Welcome, welcome. We have a laser coaching session, and the point of these are for me to not only understand where you guys are at in business, but also how it can help you. And for you guys to hear that you're not alone. There are so many individuals and practitioners and colleagues and clinicians of all sorts of backgrounds who are sitting in similar shoes. So, Christina, welcome on. And before we jump into too much of your business, talk to us about what you've been doing and what you want to do.
What I've been doing. I've had 3 master classes, and
Back up before then. Like, weren't you a nurse in the Western medicine world?
yes, I'm a registered nurse with BSN. Um, I did a functional medicine class within the nurses RN scope earlier this year and completed that, and then found you for some further training, learning how to read labs in a functional medicine um, way for optimal ranges, and also started into a life coach program, which I just completed last week.
Nice.
So yes, and through that program, I've been doing some master classes, trying to get things sparked.
Okay. Did you ever practice as a nurse?
Yes, I've been
Yeah.
a nurse since 2010.
Okay.
I started as an LBN, did my RN, completed that in 2016. And now I worked bedside for a few years, and then now my main job is to coach and mentor brand new nurses within their first year of practice, just to make sure they survive.
Right. Why? So you're still doing that on top of your
Yes,
private practice?
yes, I am doing
Okay.
that because I'm trying to get things going in my private practice, and so far struggling a little bit there.
Well, that's why we're here. What
Yes.
what made you jump? Like what allowed you or gave you the courage to take the leap from away from the full on 9 to 5 into your own thing?
Well, I'm still doing the 9 to 5. But what really encouraged me is that I am a functional medicine patient myself.
Okay.
And I struggled with Western medicine at one point, taking 12 different prescriptions for this, that, and the other. Turns out I have Hashimoto's. I was way overweight. So through functional medicine, addressed the underlying infections that I had. And once I did that, um, my life has completely changed. Like, I am literally down. I'll share this. It's a big secret. When I graduated my RN program in 2016, I was pushing 300 pounds and still did not have the diagnosis of Hashimoto's, but I knew I had low thyroid. But still just getting the same treatment, the same run around, take this medication for this symptom, all that. And I was just really frustrated. So in 2020, just started following a functional medicine practitioner, and it just sparked my interest. Like, how can I help myself? And then how can I help others as well? So that's what I did, and then became a functional medicine patient last August, 2022. So since 2016, I've lost just about 120 pounds.
Wow.
And I did some of that on my own, but still struggled with the yo-yo diet, and just still getting the same treatment from my endocrinologist, and just super frustrated there, and just decided, no, that's just not for me anymore. I mean, there's a place for Western medicine, but I just truly believed that functional medicine was going to help me more, and it has. So I just can't even believe where I'm at compared to where I was a few years ago. And so I decided, well, when people keep asking me, how have you lost the weight? They keep asking me if I've taken the shot to do it. I'm like, heck no, I haven't done that because I don't like those side effects. I don't wish to contribute in that. And I also know that even if I were to do that shot, if I didn't have a plan afterwards, I was just going to gain the weight back, or at least a portion of it plus some, and I don't want to be there again because it was just absolutely miserable. So now I have a lot of people asking me how I've lost the weight, and I'm teaching them, I'm telling them what I've done, and that's using functional medicine.
Nice. What specifically with functional medicine did you gravitate towards too?
Dealing with the underlying infections, because I was trained to read labs in a certain way, and everybody kept telling me that all the doctors kept saying everything's normal and all that. I'm like, then why do I feel like crap? Why am I still gaining weight? Why can't I lose this weight? What's wrong with me? I'm a pretty smart gal. So I was pretty frustrated with that whole yo-yoing thing, and then just one prescription on top of another. And I was just like, no, I just don't want to do that anymore. So now I'm trying to take what I've learned in functional medicine through you, through the whole shebang, through life coaching and all of the things, and start my own practice and get people that are in the same shoes as me or where I was, and teach them how to do it too and have lasting results, not,
Not
very
quick
minimum
fixes,
results
but
with,
temporary.
right, a temporary fix. Like I wanted a solution. So here I am. And even since the summer when I went through the cohort with you, I've lost, I should say I've released at least another 25 pounds just since then, just in dealing with underlying infections.
Nice. You found that with your normal blood work.
Yes, I found that with my normal blood work, which is super frustrating. I'm like, ah. And in the summer, I had a flare up, an autoimmune flare up, and I knew that I wasn't feeling well. And I asked my doctor to draw a CBC with differential. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, please just do it. Please just do it. And of course, it came back and he said, everything's normal. Nothing's wrong. So I don't know why. And I looked at it and went, no, I'm in an autoimmune flare up.
The
Well,
one, the
thank
one
goodness
right
I know
there.
what to do about that. So I did.
Nice.
Treat myself.
Okay. So that's the story that we need to include on your workshops. What have you been doing when you're saying I'm hosting master classes? Okay, so we went from being nurse to taking a leap, running your own thing, but we're still gonna have the 9 to 5 there for some financial stability. And
Hmm.
then you did the 90-day functional blood work course this summer, so now you locked in how to read blood work, but not only blood work. I'm really big on going live with workshops. So what's been your experience since this past summer when you graduated that program?
Well, I've done 3 workshops. The first one was teaching people how to read the CBC with differential.
Mhm.
The second one was on the O shot, as we call it. Everybody refers to it as the weight loss shot. And then the third one was a vitamin D workshop.
Okay. Walk me through, let's talk about the CBC one first. What were you doing on that one, like as far as content is concerned?
I had a PowerPoint,
Okay.
so because I believe that's kind of a visual kind of thing. People need to see that. So I did a
Yeah, definitely have
PowerPoint.
visuals on workshops.
Yes. So I did that. Didn't have any buy-in, unfortunately, but it was still, I learned a lot from it, you know.
Yeah, your first one is always that. I'm just
Yes.
gonna dare press live and go live, right?
Yes. The second one, I forgot to push record. I got so excited, I forgot to push record. So then I just quickly redid it, just made a recording and sent that out in my emails.
Okay.
And the third one, I remembered to hit record. So,
What are you selling on these workshops?
well, the first 2, I was doing the whole body healing
Okay.
program. Also with some coaching, it just depended on either they could do it, a do-it-yourself program, or one that would include coaching as well. And no buy-in yet there. Yet is the big word.
Yeah, is the
Uh,
keyword. Did you
and
have
then the
a time
vitamin D, I
frame?
just did vitamin D.
Did you
And
do the vitamin D challenge kind of thing?
yes,
Okay.
it was
Anybody there?
interest, but no buy.
Is there a deadline to buy on these things?
Yes, I gave them 72 hours. And then I did an
So the
email
vitamin D
campaign
one is
after that.
recently?
I'm sorry, what?
Did the vitamin D, you do it recently?
Yes, I did it November 29th.
Okay, so that was still almost 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, so I'm just walking through the way way I host workshops is you give a little bit of content, then stories. Did you include your story in all three of those?
Stories? Yes.
Did
I
you
told my
include
own
your
story.
story?
Yes.
Okay, because that one's gonna be a big one, especially when you're like, I lost all this weight. I'm thinking you should do at least one, if not two or three, or maybe even four in January. And you could even use the CBC to target weight loss. It's like what's hiding in your normal blood work that'll help you lose weight. So
Hmm.
give them the way you want to lead into a sell is with the emotions at the end. So you stay in the value portion, the content with the 5 differential markers. Did you just do those 5 different markers?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Don't do anything else in that. So the
Yeah,
5
because it
differential
was
markers.
long. I might chat and go way over
It's
time,
all right.
where people lose interest. I don't want people to lose interest. So,
Yeah. Well, you just get those 5 different markers, and what we found is that people want to know, have that correlation between the blood work and then the way they feel. So what I'm thinking for you right now to get started and get more of these people to come by is to relate specifically the blood work to like a personalized program. So you're going to introduce the blood work, introduce the infection piece and how it's been so pivotal to your weight loss journey. And then instead of doing like a one size fits all program, which is a harder sell no matter who's selling it, do a personalized plan. Do a 6-month personalized plan that's whether it be DIY or, 1 30-minute call a month, which would be 6 calls, which is pretty doable. Just depending on what you want to do with that as far as your time is concerned. But when I've done the CBCs, that's one of the biggest catches is people want to know what their blood work says.
hmm.
So if you were to just sell that program instead of the one size fits all, I know what you're thinking though, because it's like, wait, we have the same protocol that matches a lot of people's problems, which you can use that protocol, just sell it as a personalized plan, use the protocol, and then manipulate it accordingly based upon their blood work. I would do either a 90-day plan or a 6-month plan, depends on what you would like to do. But then just make it personal, right? And that will bridge the gap between what you're selling or what you're hosting in the workshops and then what you're selling, and always make it a timeline. So it's like, hey, I've got, 6 open slots for this. We need to get you, like, I need to know if you're in or out before the end of the month, something like that. Then on the workshops, the way to get people to move fast is to have some type of fast action bonus.
Hmm.
This is variable, and I've tried a lot of them throughout the years, surprisingly. I've tried it to where it's like 1 hour phone call with me as a bonus, and that's like the only call they get that doesn't come included in the plan. I've tried, it's $500 less. I've tried sending out the book. I haven't found one that's like glorious that really sticks.
I
So
did
maybe
25% off.
25% off.
Of so
Pretty
it was
good.
like right, and still.
So let's shift it to where you host your workshop, you do your infection markers, you tell your story and then correlate the infection markers on how they were able to help you lose another 25 more pounds, even though you already lost them, because a lot of people are going to resonate with that. How you've been able to keep it off. Do you have any other patient stories?
um of like clients.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? I have clients that are taking like vitamin D,
Okay,
and
so you got
that's pretty much. And they talk about my hair is growing in. I've got more energy. I can sleep better at night. I'm actually starting to lose weight just with vitamin D alone.
isn't that so
So,
cool?
right, I know.
I'm
And
a
well,
big
one told
proponent
me
of
that she
that
was like 22, and I'm like, well, no wonder you're not feeling well. 22, really? And her doctor didn't even prescribe her anything.
stuff. I know.
Just said, go buy some from your local store, take like 1,000 IUs a day. That's it. So I gave her the supplement, not gave her, but introduced her to the supplement from Systemic Formulas. And she like can't get enough. She doesn't want to stop. She just feels so much better with that alone. So I have sold some vitamin D, but because she was like my first client, I did it at cost.
Right.
So
Would she
just
be
to,
okay if you were ask her if she would be willing to come on and join you live on a workshop and just say, hey, take a minute, 2 minutes, and tell the audience a little bit about how you felt beforehand and what we've helped you do just by simple vitamin D that they learned
I
from their
don't
blood work.
know. She's a little shy. She might, but I have a couple of others that probably would.
Yeah, ask like anybody with experience with you. That brings so much more. Like you'll have people paying you to work with you before you even get off Zoom. So when you're hosting your 90-minute workshop, do the content, tell your story. Then it's like, you know what? I don't want you to just hear from me. I want you to hear from somebody else too. And you bring in one or two other people who join you live. They take a few minutes, and then you're like, then you get into the bridge and okay, I have this brand new program, or I have a new program we're doing right now. It's all about what's hidden inside your blood work. So what's involved is you're gonna get me your blood work, unless you don't have any, we can order you some. But we'll get your blood work. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna create a personalized plan based upon your blood work, and we're gonna meet together for 30 minutes once a month for the next 6 months. And all of the supplements that I figure out you need based upon how you feel on your plan are included. It's da 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 da. I would not go less than 4,500.
Yes, that's what I was going. That's what my original price was, but I wanted, because I'm new and I wanted action takers, I gave them quite a bit off. Now, I did have some testimonials that I read for like my vitamin D workshop
Okay.
of people that have, so I did have those testimonials, but I actually just read them. I didn't have them on live.
If they're willing to come in live, it's a huge thing for them. So bring in a live component. And then when you go to introduce the program, did you come at it from a high number or just come at it from 4,500?
I came at it from uh, 4,500, I believe.
Okay. So we're going to anchor it at a higher number. You can say something like this. You know, when I went to my team and we've been working on this program. We're excited to roll it out in 2024. I took so many extra curriculum or so many extra courses and programs to make sure I knew what we could do with your blood work. So we're thinking about what the value of this and what the investment should be. I never use price or payment. I always use like investment.
Hmm.
Um, my team thought it should be around 6,500. But I was like looking at my schedule and I really want to help more people out. And ultimately, I want to do this full time. So I want to get out of my 9 to 5 job right now, do this full time. Right now, until the end of the month, instead of it being $6,500, it's $4,500, and the option of 3 monthly payments of $1,500, or you can just save $500 and do a one-time investment of $4,000. But if you come at it from a higher standpoint and you give
Hmm.
some reason, like maybe next time you do it, it is going to be 6,500 because of your one-on-one times. Where you can even say, I'm doing case studies or a beta testing. I don't like beta testing. I would rather I'm looking for more case studies and then you say that's the reason why you're bringing it down, because you can always go up higher later, but bring it down and then make it to be a time frame, whether it be I only have 6 slots available at this investment price and then it's going to go up, or I've separated 8 available spots next month to have these conversations with individuals and to spend time reading your labs. I think you'll get more on that sell than you will going from our workshops, because I know your workshops are going to be stellar. You're going to get the results. It's just let's make sure we're selling the right things first, getting people through, getting testimonials, getting examples. And then when you go, like even I had a hard time selling that one size fits all program when I ran it. So what we ran it to try to figure out what we need to do and how I need to sell and do it better. But it is a harder sell, especially when people are looking at their numbers and they're like, well, I don't need a viral supplement when I only have a bacterial infection. Like to us, it makes sense because the treatment's the same, but to them, they really got hung up on it, and that's why we didn't have very many jump either.
So basically, you're saying still use the whole body healing protocol and then personalize it, even tweak it a little bit more. Like if they want to focus on blood sugar, which I know is in the whole body healing program, the stimulant, but maybe more of those like supplements for like that target the liver, something
Or you
like
could
that.
do whole body healing plus one of the like a hormone. So you do whole body healing for 3 months and then do the hormone thing for 3 months, and there's your 6-month plan. Maybe you have somebody who's really struggling with brain fog and they need more Neurosyn than anything else. So you add on more Neurosyn. Maybe you're working with someone who, their big thing is weight loss because that's your story. And you want to make sure their detox is covered. Their blood sugar is pretty covered in that. Maybe, I can't remember if blood sugar's done all 3 months or not, but you could add it in. Just simple things like that.
I want to say that stimulant is.
Okay. Yeah. Either do a 90-day plan.
Product, by the way.
You could do a 90-day plan and do it more for around a $3,500, $4,500 ticket. But then the 6 months, because you're going to include the supplements that are with these programs, so it's like all inclusive, right?
Right.
Then you just have to adjust the price tag accordingly based upon those supplement costs.
Yes, that's what I did. I said all your supplements are included. Plus you get, depending on which program you choose with me, it's going to be higher if you want one-on-one coaching, or if you're more of a do-it-yourselfer, it'll be this price. But I started with the higher price and then went lower.
Okay. How are they purchasing it? Like, how do they connect with you at all?
If they want to, but no one reached out. So, but I have Stripe. If that's what you mean. Are you talking about payment?
Yeah, that way. So I would introduce the program and then tell them what's included, because I like to be very upfront. That way I'm not wasting time with people coming on sales calls, right? And then just say, hey, if you're interested and let's talk more about it, I'm going to put my Calendly link in the chat box. Click on it and book a 15-minute call with me.
Yes, I did that.
Okay. Yeah. How many people attended?
Let's see, my highest was 17.
Nice.
And that was my first one. And I had almost 100 registered. I had like 93.
Just organic traffic?
Yes. And well, I used your email list, which helped. And then that helped. But yeah, almost 17 for the first one. So I'm like, what am I not doing? What do I need to tweak? Is it the way I speak? Is it
bring on the people live? Bring on some people live. Do comment high, bring it in high, comment in low. And then rather than just saying, hey, if you're interested, here's my Stripe account, get them on the cap. What you want to do is get them on a sales call. That's the goal with the workshop. Get them on a sales call, You got to make a deadline too. Make a deadline. I'm opening up my calendar for the next week. Do
Okay, for the
deadlines.
sales calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See, for me, it's hard because I was already there. Like when my program was introduced to me, like I didn't even think twice.
I know. But that's good
But I
because
was,
you're gonna attract that kind of person.
that's what I'm trying to attract. I have a lot of, I would say, they're more like tire kickers, or they just don't want to do the work. They want a quick solution, like the shot, to do the
Yeah.
shot, which I find maybe they haven't traveled my journey and been on as many medications as I have. Maybe they haven't been that desperate yet, or I'm 51 years old and I'm like, this can't be my life. This
I
just
would have
can't.
never guessed you were that old.
So yeah, I am. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I was just already there. So I'm trying to attract those people that are there, that are ready to go, not just, let's just wait and see. No, I want serious
Yeah, you
people.
are. You're gonna get there, and I think it's just the timing. I think in the
Just
beginning,
keep
like
doing the right
your
things.
quarter one in 2024, like we're gonna have the same conversation in May. Maybe, oh, by the way, I made 6 figures. I quit my 9 to 5 job. These few workshops have just been practice rounds for you.
Yes, and I learned a lot. Like
See?
my brain thought I was gonna die. It kept trying to save me. Like serious, fight or flight. It surely
Uh-huh.
was. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna make this because I was a part of a coaching mentorship, and that was one of the requirements. So I did it, and I survived. So for
Yeah,
anyone
see?
that's thinking that you won't survive, you will. Your brain will tell you that you're going to die, and it needs to keep you safe, and it's going to tell you, don't do it, don't do it, just do it anyway. And you'll learn from it. You'll learn to hit record. I had to put that on my last notes to make sure I hit record. It was right at the top in huge bolded letters, hit record. So you'll make mistakes. And I just laughed at myself. So that's how much growth I've had, because I used to would have just really self-criticized and self-judged and just thought I was the biggest idiot in the world. But I just like, of course, it's a 50-50 kind of day. It's just so I'm just going to hit record right quick. It's not going to be as lively as the live was because all the questions and stuff weren't there. But it was still fun to do, and I learned a lot from it. So that's
Yeah.
what I say. Just keep going. And somebody sent me a quote. It's from Alex Hormozy. Said, just most people quit. They're doing the right things, but they quit before they do enough of the right things. It's basically what it says. So just keep going.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to keep it going and not quit because my brain still wants to keep me safe. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to quit my 9 to 5. There's so much more that I want, and I believe this can take me there.
What are you making in your 9 to 5? Like, what would we have to do to replace that?
$82,000 a year.
Okay. So say you're doing let's say we run the 6-month personalized program. It's $4,500, and then the cost of supplements is $1,000. So you're making $3,500 off of it. Oh man, I haven't gotten to my calculator in a while. So 3,500, 82,000 divided by 3,500. So we need to get 24 people in per year in order to replace that income.
Right. Sounds so easy. Doable.
It's because it is. It is doable. I can't tell you how many times I hosted workshops where 1 or 2 people showed up. So the fact that you got 17 is like really nice. Now you've got the door open for them. They probably wanted to jump, but it wasn't the right timing. You're going to get them to jump in the first quarter of 2024. Use
I
your
hope so,
story,
because isn't
really
that
hone
when
in on.
everybody does that New Year's resolution to lose weight this year, to get healthier this year? Something that's my
Yeah,
goal.
but I hate saying New Year's resolution because it's just like a
Right.
tagline, right? So you use the way you do it is you use your story. I lost in the very first sentence of your post, your registration page. I lost 120 pounds in the last 5 months, and I had to do everything that the doctors told me not to do to do it. In fact, one of the key things of helping me lose weight was the blood work I already had. The same labs that everybody kept telling me was normal. I lost some weight, and then I lost even more weight once I dove into my own blood work, and I had to do it myself. So I want to help you learn your blood work, what's really inside it, because the chances are there's hidden factors that are stopping you from losing the weight you want to lose, and not only just lose the weight, but actually keep it off. I'm 51 years old, and I feel better than ever. It wasn't my hormones. It wasn't my thyroid. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. You blame it on whatever you want. The secrets are inside your normal blood work. Come join me on this workshop and find out. Now you've set the stage, you get on the workshop, and they're like dying to hear how you've lost all this weight and kept it off, and you feel better than ever. And one of the other messaging points too, go beneath the weight loss. Like, now because you lost weight, what do you get to do?
Well, I get to get out of bed without my joints aching.
Okay.
That kept me in bed. Like, my joints were hurting all the time. I have more energy. I don't need a nap during the day. I just don't, which is incredible because I used to sleep 10 to 12 hours a night and still need a 2-hour nap during the day.
There's
So
your
I get
other
to not do
tagline.
that.
Here's your other headline. I used to sleep 12 hours a day and still need a nap because I was so fatigued. My body was like hating me until I figured out this one secret. And the one secret was found inside my normal blood work. Is it stopping you too? Come join me. Like all this pieces of your story, wrap it up, post it on your social media, post it on your email list. Really dive into your story, the details, how you felt in the pain, how you felt once the pain was relieved, the pain beneath the pain, like all those things that I've talked to you about with messaging. Really get into that story and just be like, look, if I can, so can you. Let's spend the next 6 months together, and there's your bridge. Okay. Let's spend the
Okay.
next 6 months together inside my new program where I'm going to read your labs, figure out a personalized plan for you. You're going to get all the supplements I nail out in the plan, comes included in the program, so you have everything you need to be successful delivered to your door. All you get to do is hang out with me, and let's just watch as the weight falls off. Because people want to lose weight and not have to diet some crazy thing. They don't want to have to exercise either. Did you do either of those two things?
I did go gluten-free and
Okay.
cut sugar because honestly, I used to drink a gallon of sweet tea a day. That was one of my problems. So I gave away, just got rid of that. Um, I did go gluten-free. I'm not perfect with that, but no, I've never stepped a day in a gym.
There you go. I've never
Never.
stepped a day in the gym and I lost 120 pounds.
Yeah, never. I'm like, no,
And I
that's
kept it off.
not my jam. You would have to pay me a lot of money to get me in a gym. I'm not going to do it.
Nor am I going
I'll
to be one of
accept
those
the
people running on the streets at dusk. I'm going to be able to just do my life and let my body shed on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the secret.
And that is truly the secret. Dealing with those underlying infections. As soon as I dealt with those, boom, it just started. Of course, I cut the sugar as well.
Yeah, sugar. A gallon of sweet tea a day, that's a lot of sugar.
I'm from Texas. I'm a Southern gal. That's what we do. And it was sweet, let me tell you. But I stopped doing that. So on occasion, I'll have a sweet tea, but not too often.